All right, let's dive right in. Today, we are talking about something every litigator in India goes through, that first year as a junior advocate. It's tough, it's confusing, but man, it is so important. We're going to break down how you can survive it and maybe even start to thrive.
You know, this quote really gets to the heart of it. You have to forget everything you've seen in the movies, all those dramatic courtroom showdowns. Your first year is not about winning big cases. It's about survival, it's about being patient, and it's about learning how the massive, complicated machine of the law actually works on the ground.
And this really lays it all out, doesn't it? On one side, you have the dream, arguing cases, making a good living. But the reality? Well, it's a whole lot of long hours, not a lot of money, and spending most of your time in court just watching and listening. It's definitely a humbling experience, but it's a necessary one.
So here's the most important thing you can do for yourself. You have to flip the script in your head. If you spend that first year looking at your bank account, you're just going to get discouraged. You have to see it for what it is, an intense, immersive training program. You're learning to speak the language of the courts, and trust me, that fluency is going to be worth way more than money in the long run.
Okay, so you've got the mindset down. What's next? Well, this next step is a big one. It's all about finding the right mentor, that senior advocate who's going to be your guide through this crazy legal labyrinth. So let's talk about how to choose wisely.
This chart is super helpful. On the left, you've got the green flags. You're looking for someone who actually goes to court, who's willing to take a minute to explain things, and who does things the right way, ethically. And on the right, the red flags. You know, the senior who treats you like an errand boy, never lets you see the inside of a courtroom, or just plain disrespectful. That choice right there will make or break your first year.
And here is a piece of advice that so many people learn the hard way. It is so tempting to join the chamber of some superstar lawyer, right? But what's the point if they're too busy to even know your name? Seriously, a less famous senior who actually invests their time in you is 1,000 times more valuable for your future.
Okay, so you found a good senior. Now what? Now we build your toolkit. Your first year is all about getting the foundational skills down pat. Let's look at the 3 absolute must-haves.
These are the big 3. If you can walk away from your first year feeling like you've gotten better at drafting, you understand court procedure, and you know how to do solid legal research, you're winning. Everything else is built on top of this.
Let's be really clear about this. Drafting is probably the most important practical skill you will learn. Your law degree, that just gets you in the door. Your ability to draft a clean plaint or a solid bail application, that's what makes you an actual asset. This is where the real learning happens.
Next up is court procedure. And listen, this isn't stuff you're going to find in a textbook. Every court has its own flow, its own culture, a whole bunch of unwritten rules. Like, how do you address that specific judge? When's the right time to interrupt? The only way to learn is to be there, pay attention, and just soak it all in.
And finally, legal research. Think of this as your daily workout. You've got to get good with the online tools like SEC and Manupatra. But, and this is important, don't ever forget the basics. Your bare axe, the actual text of the law, are your ultimate source. Keep them on your desk. They really are your best friends in this line of work.
All right, we need to talk about the really hard stuff. We have to talk about the 2 biggest challenges that can completely derail a junior advocate: the money and the pressure. Let's tackle these twin dragons head on.
Yeah, that number can be a shock to the system. But for the vast majority of juniors, this is the reality. The income is incredibly low, and it's almost never regular. The reason we're showing you this isn't to scare you. It's to tell you that if this is what you're going through, you are not alone. This is normal.
So how on earth do you survive that? Well, here are a few practical things. Living with family, if that's an option, is a game changer. You have to be ruthless about your spending. And hey, if your senior is cool with it, picking up some freelance drafting work can be a lifesaver. The goal is just to keep your financial needs as low as possible.
I really want this message to sink in. Please do not ever feel ashamed about not making much money in your first year. Every single successful lawyer you look up to, they started right here. This is the price of admission. It's a rite of passage, not a reflection of your talent or your future.
All that financial stress, it naturally leads to mental pressure, right? You start doubting yourself, you start comparing yourself to friends in corporate jobs. The only way to fight that is to change how you measure success. Go back to why you chose law in the first place. Track your growth in skills, not in rupees. Talk to people who get it, and for goodness sakes, go for a run or hit the gym. Your brain needs it.
So, after 12 months of this grind, what does winning even look like? It's time to redefine what a first-year victory really means.
This slide just nails it. Success after year one is not a fat paycheck. It's not being on some famous high-profile case. Real success is that feeling of walking into a courtroom and not being terrified. It's being able to draft a notice all by yourself. It's an internal confidence, not a number in your bank account.
And that brings us to this final thought. The law is a tough master, for sure, but it is fair. If you get through this first year with your integrity, with patience, and with discipline, the rewards will come. It might not be fast, but they will come. So you did it. You laid the toughest, most important layer of your entire career. It's solid, it's been tested by fire, and now it's there. The only question left is, what are you going to build on top of it?